You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, Joplin police investigate a shooting that took place in the Cecil Floyd neighborhood.
And 500,000 people on CanCare are at risk of losing their Medicaid coverage.
We've got a fairly cold start for us across the 4 states. However, it's going to warm up nicely. We're also tracking thunderstorm chances Thursday and Friday. We'll take a look at all that coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thanks for joining us for the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. An hours-long standoff in Montgomery County ends on Tuesday morning with a man in custody. Authorities say they've had several encounters with the man in the past week. One encounter involved him allegedly entering a convenience store and leaving without paying. Police then found multiple social media posts that they say he made. Those posts threatened multiple people and made homicidal and suicidal statements. When police arrived to his house on the 400 block of East 4th in Cherryville, police say he fired 2 shots in the air with a handgun and ran into his home. Authorities then brought in a SWAT team. The standoff then began at 8 p.m. Monday night. They say he did not comply when asked to come out, so they used less lethal gas munitions, robots, and drones to find him. Around 8 Tuesday morning, a KBI SWAT team entered the house, found him in a bedroom. He was taken into custody without incident. Charges are still pending. Joplin police investigate after a man was shot in the Cecil Floyd neighborhood Tuesday morning. Investigators arrived to the home located in the 1800 block of West 20th Street about 8:15 yesterday morning. Captain William Davis says officers found a man shot in the thigh. The victim was taken to the hospital for treatment. Police say the man is in stable condition. Police interviewed multiple people at the property, and Davis says any information regarding a suspect will be shared during the investigation. Authorities in Racine, Missouri are investigating the death after a body is found after a garage fire. The fire happened Sunday morning west of Racine on Highway 86, but the body was not discovered until Tuesday when the fire marshal responded to the scene. No word on the identity of the body or the cause of death. The cause of the fire is under investigation.
We are watching a beautiful day today, but tracking thunderstorm chances heading into Thursday and Friday. We got a low-end risk of severe thunderstorms, strong to severe storms across southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma late tomorrow. And then that shifts east on Friday. Same low-end risk area, roughly southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma. But we get an elevated risk for parts of southwest Missouri and into northwest Arkansas. Now, if we do see any stronger storms, the bigger threat or the greatest threat would be large hail and damaging wind gusts. So it's something we are keeping an eye on. Now, as we head into our Thursday, it'll be a pretty decent Thursday. It'll be late Thursday night where we could see a stray strong storm or two in our far western counties. Our better chances of seeing thunderstorms will come between roughly 4 and 10 a.m. on Friday. We start to see thunderstorms develop across the area, and this is when some of these could be strong, possibly severe. So we'll be keeping an eye on that for you. They'll move out of here, and the greater severe threat is going to be off to our east, but we could see the redevelopment of a couple of storms by early Friday afternoon. A couple of those could be strong, possibly severe. So again, something that we will be keeping a close eye on. MoDOT camera 20th in range line looks great so far as the sun comes up. As you see, a handful of clouds out there from 7th in range line. 30 in Joplin, calm winds out there. Mostly clear skies. We've got 32 Iola, 30 in Chitopa, 32 Miami, 35 Neosho, and 30 in Carthage. As we get our day started, again, cold to get going. Mostly sunny skies, southerly breeze. We'll have warm temperatures up to 50 by 11. And we're looking at a textbook spring-like day. Temperatures into the lower 60s. Mostly clear skies across the area. And mostly clear skies this evening. Down to only 54 by 8 with an overnight low of 45. Tanya?
All right, thanks, Chris. On March 31st, that's this Friday, thousands of Kansans with Medicaid coverage are at risk of losing their coverage as Medicaid renewals are coming back. KOAM's Shagun Bombadele joins us in studio this morning to learn more about this. Good morning, Shagun.
Good morning, Tanya. More than 500 CanCare recipients are on the verge of losing their eligibility for Medicaid as the states move forward with eligibility redeterminations for CanCare recipients. This process has been referred to several ways, including unwinding and eligibility reviews. Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas is bringing awareness to its community.
This affects everybody that currently has a Medicaid plan because they have not done renewals over the last couple of years. Everyone who currently is enrolled in Medicaid coverage, again, CanCare, Sooner Care, Mo Health Net, or CHIP.
Some patients will no longer be eligible due to income, age, or health status change.
Well, thank you so much, Shagun. Now, what income group will still be eligible to keep Medicaid while on CanCare?
Mostly lower income, people with low income, they will still be able to keep their Medicaid on CanCare, but people have to make sure they're eligible by going to their local community health center to pretty much find out more.
All right, thank you so much, Shagun.
Thank you.
Well, up next, Holly Miner from the K-State Extension Office is stopping by to talk about why you should participate in an upcoming 5K that's part of Walk Kansas.
And later, a softball player uses the oldest trick in the book and gets away with it. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We'll be right back. But first, here's another live look in CJ, Missouri.
Welcome back. We've got Holly Miner joining us from the K-State Extension Service here to talk to us all about Walk Kansas, program that kicked off earlier this week and a big event coming up on Saturday.
Yes, we have the annual Walk Kansas event, which is a statewide event through the Kansas State University. Research and Extension is offering this program to anybody in the state. It began on Sunday. It's still not too late to sign up. We have through April 7th, they can sign up to participate in the program in the Wildcat District. And even people outside of the state of Kansas are welcome to participate.
So anyone can go walk on their own and do that. What do you get? What are the benefits of signing up through this program?
So there's a website that people can go onto and sign up, and they log their steps or their minutes that they walk. And 1 mile equals 15 minutes.
Okay.
So by walking and having that physical activity, they get to track that. They can participate in teams. And there's also a map, an interactive map on the website where they can pick a particular trail that they want to walk, and as they're walking that trail they see points of interest throughout the state of Kansas. And so it's a nice little history or tourism effect without having to leave their house.
And the temperatures are finally starting to warm up too, so if you do want to get outdoors, it'd be great as well.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, this weekend there's a big event on the 1st.
So the Wildcat District and the Southwind District are joining together, and we're having our second annual Wild Wind Walk Run. It's a 5K, 3K, or 1K. You don't have to run, you can walk. So come out and join us. That's on the 1st, this Saturday at 8 o'clock. There's 2 locations for that. So we have our location in Chanute, which is what we did last year. And this year we're adding in our location in Pittsburgh. So anyone in the Pittsburgh area, or like I said, even across the border into Missouri or Oklahoma, can come out and join us in Pittsburgh, do the 5K. There's a registration that needs to be completed for that, so we know how many people to expect. Just come out and have fun with us.
Yeah. Get your walk on, and you can, if you had any more questions about the Walk Kansas this weekend, still won't be too late to sign up for that as well.
That's right. And if you do the 5K walk run, your registration for Walk Kansas is included in that registration. So you get Walk Kansas for free.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Even more of an incentive. All right. Well, we're going to have you back a little bit later in the show, and I want to talk to you about a program that you guys have, Med instead of Meds.
Yes.
And we will explain that when we come back in our next half hour. We'll be right back.
The video of a base runner fooling a catcher has gone viral because the runner used the oldest trick in the book.
And even she was amazed it worked. Jeannie Moose has the play-by-play.
Forget strikeouts. This was a fake out. Jada Walton from Carthage High School in East Texas headed for home plate. Almost got tagged out and then pointed to first base. It's the classic made you look. Look over there, the oldest trick in the book. Take another look.
I really had no idea what to do. I was really just goofing around because I thought I was going to be out.
Jada made it to home plate using the technique some use to steal food off a plate. The same ruse Marty used to sucker punch Biff.
Now, whoa, Biff, what's that?
In Back to the Future, that Arnold deployed
Look, elephant!
to escape in Last Action Hero. Inside Edition dubbed Jada.
The Houdini of softball.
Even Major League Baseball gushed. You must see this all-time great base running fake out. As for those who said the catcher deserves to be benched, Jada cried foul.
I probably would have fell for it. Anybody would, because she is really like a good player. Like, she's the best on the team.
By the way, Carthage won the game 7-5, and Jada won bragging rights.
I made you look. I made you look.
Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
That's incredible. But you know what? It's like they said, it's the oldest trick in the book. So sometimes you're just not expecting that. You know, what in the world is that?
I'm not doing it.
Well,
you know what? At least she was a good sport about it at the end and gave kudos to that catcher, saying how much of a good player, because we were just commenting, man, how did she fall for that, you know?
it happens to the best of us. It certainly does. Something that I'm going to make you look at, unfortunately, is our spring thunderstorm chances. So we've got an absolutely gorgeous day today, but they were watching the possibility of some strong to severe thunderstorms as we head into Thursday and Friday. So here's that low wind risk for southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma, late Thursday into early Friday morning. As they go through Friday, it shifts to the east. Elevated risk in the yellow for southwest Missouri, northwest Arkansas, and a low wind risk continuing for parts of southeast Kansas and northeast Oklahoma. Now, if we do see any strong to severe thunderstorms, the greatest risk with those would be large hail and damaging winds. Now, as we head into late Thursday, there's that possibility we could see a strong storm, maybe two, in our far western counties. The better chance of thunderstorms is going to come as we head into our early Friday morning between say 4 and 10 a.m. We'll see thunderstorms begin to develop across southeast Kansas. Some of these could be strong, possibly severe. And of course, we'll be here on the KOAM Morning News keeping an eye on that. And then we could see some redevelopment of storms by early Friday afternoon. If we do, they'd be isolated, but those could also be strong to severe as well. Live look, MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line, looking great out there. Look at the sun rising. It looks beautiful. Just a handful of clouds out there. Cold though, 30 in Joplin right now with a calm wind. And across the area, again, it is a cold start for us. 32 Iola, Miami, 30 Chatopa, 35 Neosho, and 30 in Carthage. Despite the fact it's cold, it will warm up nicely. Plentiful sunshine, light south breeze up to 50 by 11. And as we head into the afternoon, textbook spring-like day. Mostly clear skies, light southerly breeze, temperatures into the lower 60s, and in this evening, we don't cool off that much. Mostly clear skies, down to 45 for our overnight low. Let's check your forecast. We'll be right back with more, but here's another live look at Carl Junction.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. As promised, we have Holly Miner back in studio to tell us about a program within the Walk Kansas program called Med, Not Meds.
Yeah, so Walk Kansas has several things that are part of the program. So newsletters every week. And then what's new this year is they're offering this med instead of medicine. And so med means Mediterranean diet. So there's a program that's going to be on Wednesdays from noon to 1. It will be a video program that you can sign in and log into and watch. As part of the Walk Kansas program that is free for anybody that is participating in Walk Kansas. If you're not participating in Walk Kansas, then unfortunately you can't register for the program. So another benefit of participating in Walk Kansas.
Is it one that if you can't log in during that time, you could watch it later?
Yes, they will be recorded sessions, so if you aren't able to watch them live, then you'll be able to see the recording later. As long as you're registered, they'll send you that link.
For those who may not be familiar, in a nutshell, how would you describe the Mediterranean diet?
So the Mediterranean diet is based off the Mediterranean area, and just the way that food is prepared, what kinds and types of food there is. Those kinds of things are the things that they're going to focus on in that Mediterranean diet. There's been a lot of studies done. That's a healthy diet. The people in that area of the country seem to have longer lives and lifespans and are healthier. And so we want to focus on that. You know, we all want to be healthy. We all want to live a long time and not have to worry about health care. And so having a good, healthy diet will help decrease the amount of medicine that we might have to have as we age, as we have those aches and pains or those chronic conditions. And having the Mediterranean diet will also help eliminate or prevent or delay some of those chronic diseases like heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, those kinds of things.
Of course, combining it with the Walk Kansas program and staying the ultimate staying fit. You're exercising, you know, a light impact exercise mixed with a healthy diet.
Yes.
Perfect combination.
Yep. Physical activity is important. Eating healthy is important. The Centers for Disease Control recommend 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity every week. So that can be in 10-minute increments, it can be in a half an hour, but something every day, a little bit every day, to get that 150 minutes in is important.
All right. And again, if we could briefly mention the event coming up this Saturday, for Walk Kansas.
The Walk Kansas.
2 locations. At what time?
At 8 o'clock in the morning, Chanute at the Neosho County Community College, and then in Pittsburgh at the Farmers Market in Pittsburgh. And I believe there's a flyer that you can share that has that information on there, as well as the website to register. And if they have any questions, they can call our office at 620-331-2690.
And you do need to register ahead of time, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Holly.
Thanks for having me.
Time to get walking.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:27. More than 400 teachers and school administrators from area districts come together in Webb City to celebrate school. The 24th annual Celebration of Schools is a chance for educators to be recognized for all their hard work and to receive awards. Those awards include the Southwest Center Trailblazer, Friend of Education, Teachers of the Year, and the Dr. Al Cade Service Award.
What you see tonight, you see teachers who have formed great relationships with their students. Because really, without that relationship, we can't begin to teach. And we certainly can't expect a student to learn if they don't respect you first. And so that's just, we are in a room tonight of 400 plus people who love public education and are great at what they do.
41 school districts took part in the event. Well, some area students met at Missouri Southern for a science competition. The university hosted its annual regional science fair and Missouri Junior Academy of Science presentations. Competition is for high school and middle school students. There were a variety of categories, including behavioral and social sciences, cell science, microbiology, and chemistry.
As I did my research, I applied the biochar through a berm, which is usually used around farms, and you could create a berm around farms to reduce the amount of phosphates and nitrates that escape those fields.
This year's fair included 51 projects in the middle school category and 13 projects in the high school category. Well, Crowder College hosted its Spring Career Expo. The event was at the Bob Snellner Gymnasium at Crowder's Neosho campus from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. The event was free and open to the public, and it was a good way for people to connect with area businesses and network. It's also beneficial for more than just students.
I do target the industry that for our graduates, so that's always important. But we have all kinds of different, vendors here as well, different companies for different backgrounds. So it's not just about the Crowder students, but it's about the community as well.
The fair hosted around 70 businesses in a variety of areas.
Well, we've got ourselves a chilly start across the area, but a very spring-like day ahead of us. We're going to continue to hold on to mostly clear skies, just a few passing clouds, up to 50 by 11 this morning. As we head into this afternoon, it is textbook spring-like weather. Nice southerly breeze, temperatures into the low 60s, a few passing clouds, gorgeous out there. Same for this evening, another gorgeous evening. We've got mostly clear skies, 54 by 8 with an overnight low of 45 degrees. And we are still watching possibility of some strong, maybe severe storms Thursday into Friday. Got 63, 69, still mild, a little cooler Saturday, much warmer Sunday, 74, near 80 Monday and Tuesday next week with some additional thunderstorm chances. Tanya?
More than 500,000 CanCare recipients could lose their coverage at the end of the month. KOAM Shagun Bomdale joins us in studio this morning with more. Good morning, Shagun.
Thank you, Tanya. At the start of the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic, Congress enacted the Family First Coronavirus Response Act, which included a provision that states Medicaid programs keep recipients continuously enrolled. 3 years later, the continuous enrollment provision is set to expire on March 31st, and states including Kansas are starting to redetermine annual eligibility for all their Medicaid recipients. More than 500,000 CanCare recipients are on the verge of losing their eligibility for Medicaid as the states move forward with eligibility redeterminations for more CanCare recipients.
Over the last few years, during the public health emergency due to COVID-19, anyone that has had Medicaid, right, in our region, that's primarily CanCare, Sooner Care, or Mo Health Net, anyone that has had those coverage plans has not had to do a Medicaid renewal.
The renewals are an abbreviated version of Medicaid application.
An abbreviated version of the Medicaid application that you would do each year to maintain your coverage, report changes to your income or your health status or your household. And so the last few years, that has all been paused.
Ghanaian says recipients should look out for a letter.
Each month, a portion of the population will receive their letters. Again, and on those letters will be information about whether you'll be able to continue your coverage. You may have to submit some documentation, turn some paperwork back into the state, or that letter may also notify you of an end date for your coverage and that you're no longer eligible.
Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas is making the changes known to the public.
If you've been putting off a dental appointment or an exam or vaccines, get those things scheduled. Go see your primary care provider now, and then be looking for that letter in the mailbox.
Some patients will no longer be eligible due to income, age, or health status change.
All right, well, thanks, Shagun. I am curious, though, if you don't get that letter telling you that there's this process going on, what can you do?
I think the first thing to do is go to your local community health center, because that's where you get more information. That's where they'll tell you what you need to do if you're still eligible to qualify or not. And if you've recently had your address change or had your income change, I think it is very important to go now to your nearest community health center to figure out what you need to do to be eligible for Medicaid or Medicare.
Okay, again, that date, March 31st, is coming up this Friday. All right, thanks, Shagun. And that's a look at our top news stories. Coming up this half hour in the KOAM Morning News, Andrew Stauffer from Jehovah's Witness stopping by the studio to tell us about a special event on how to live a confident life.
And we've got a cold start across the area, but it will warm up, and we're tracking thunderstorm chances as well. We'll take another look at that forecast. But first, here's another live look in Carl Junction, Missouri. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the KOA Morning News on Fox 14. We've got Andrew Stauffer from Jehovah's Witnesses here to tell us all about facing the future with confidence. Welcome to the show, Andrew. We were just discussing this. It's a tough thing to do these days. So what exactly is this facing the future with confidence?
Well, Jehovah's Witnesses, the past 2.5 weeks, over 8.5 million witnesses around the world have been inviting people to this special talk that's going to be held April the 2nd. It's entitled, You Can Face the Future with Confidence. And so this really is a message from the Bible that gives people hope for the future, something better, and that's what people need, really, a hope for the future today. And so along with that, another special event is going to be held on April the 4th, Tuesday night, in many locations all around the world, and it's going to be the memorial of Christ's death. So both programs really are for all people, It's something that can benefit them, help them see what the Bible has in store for the future for mankind.
And we were talking about, right now for some folks, the future is a little difficult to face. So how important is it for folks to get out there and hear this message?
Well, you think about the Bible's message, it's really for all mankind, and it's from our Creator. And so we can put confidence in that. And really the talk on a Sunday, how to face the future with confidence, it's going to give tangible reasons why we can put our faith in what the Bible promises about the future. And not only that, the Bible principles, again, they're for all mankind, so they're going to help us to deal with the challenges we're facing. And we all need help, we all need things that can help us have joy, to live in peace with one another. And that's really what the Bible's message helps us to do.
And you mentioned this memorial observation. Can you tell me a little more about that? What is it and what is its significance?
Well, the memorial is really an honor, way to honor Jesus Christ's death. And so many people are familiar with the fact that he died for mankind, but they may wonder, why did he have to die? He was a perfect man. Why did that have to happen? And how is it going to benefit me personally? And so by attending that event, people are going to find that out and see what that can do for their future.
So in essence, both of these will help some folks try and face that future with a little more confidence out there, give them a little more hope.
Definitely. And I want to mention, you can find a location on our website, our jw.org. So that's our official website. You can type in your zip code and even your language. This talk is going to be held or given in over 480 languages around the world. And so people can find it in their language, they can benefit from it.
All right, Andrew, thank you so much for coming in this morning. And of course, we'll have more information on all this on our website as well at KOAMnewsnow.com. We'll be back with more right after this. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. We've got a perfect textbook spring-like day today. However, we're tracking thunderstorm chances Thursday and the Friday. So late Thursday, we've got this low-end risk of some stronger storms across southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma. And as we head into Friday, that begins to shift eastward. Same low-end risk in parts of southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma, and we have an enhanced risk for parts of southwest Missouri and northwest Arkansas. Now, if we do see any strong or severe thunderstorms Thursday night into Friday, we're looking primarily at a risk with large hail and strong damaging winds. And of course, we'll be keeping an eye on that. And in terms of the timing, that's where it gets a little interesting. Could get a stray strong storm or two late tomorrow night in our far western counties. But it looks like the main opportunity for seeing thunderstorms is going to come early Friday morning between about 4 and 10 a.m. We'll start to see these thunderstorms develop. So, of course, we'll be tracking these through the KOAM Morning News as they roll through the area. Now, once they move on through, the cold front swings by, and as it does so, while the main severe risk is expected to be to our east, there's the possibility of some redevelopment of a couple of isolated storms tomorrow or Friday early afternoon, and some of those could be strong to severe. So it's something, again, that we will continue to watch as we get through tomorrow and into our Friday. So just keep it right here with KOAM. Right now, MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline. Sun's coming up. It's a gorgeous start to the day, albeit a bit chilly out there, as we are still sitting at 30 in Joplin with a calm breeze, so it's still not bad, and that wind will shift out of the south. It won't be too breezy, but it'll be a nice southerly wind and it'll warm us up. We're at 28 Fort Scott, 29 Pittsburgh, 26 in Parsons, 32 Miami, Neosho, 31 Carthage-Lamar, and 30 in Nevada. So we do have that cold start for us, and then we'll start to warm up. That southerly breeze picks up. We start to see more sunshine. We make it up to 50 by 11 this morning. And this is what I mean by textbook spring-like day. A stray cloud or two passing by. Otherwise, mostly sunny skies, temperatures into the lower 60s, and a nice southerly breeze to help usher in that warm air. And a gorgeous evening ahead of us, too, down to 54 by 8, mostly clear skies. And then we're down to only 45 tonight, so much better than what we've seen the last few nights here. In terms of temperatures the next couple of days, well, we've got the storm chances, still mild, though, 63 tomorrow, 69 on Friday. A little cooler Saturday with that cold front, 59. 74, though, on Sunday. Plentiful sunshine through the weekend. We're near 80 by the start of next week. We're also watching more thunderstorm chances Monday and Tuesday, and there's a possibility, still far out, of maybe a strong storm or two on Tuesday as well. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. That's a check of your forecast. Now, here's Tanya Bach with a check of Consumer Watch.
That's right. Thanks, Chris. Levi's is responding to backlash over its plan to use artificial intelligence to have more diverse models. Levi Strauss & Company released an editor's note Tuesday to last week's statement announcing the program. The note says its original statement did not properly represent certain aspects of its partnership with the digital fashion studio LaLaLand.ai. This after last week, the company said it would collaborate with the studio to create computer-generated models who are diverse with different body types to supplement its human models. The plan drew strong backlash, with some comparing it to using digital blackface on models. Buy now, pay later. That's now an option for people using Apple's digital wallet. The new feature launched on Tuesday. It's called Apple Pay Later. Customers can now split payments for purchases into 4 installments over 6 weeks, with the first installment due at the time of purchase. Apple users can also apply for a loan within the wallet app, ranging from $50 to $1,000 with no interest or fees. This is available to people making online or in-app purchases. The pay later option is rolling out to select users in the U.S. now, with plans to offer it to all eligible customers over the next several months. Well, some good news for parents with formula-fed babies. The Food and Drug Administration on Tuesday said they now have a plan in place to make sure the U.S. supply of baby formula stays constant and safe. Agency laid out key steps that they say will increase the resiliency of the country's infant formula market. It includes making sure that the formula industry can identify risks to the supply chains and develop plans to make any potential disruptions of production less severe. The FDA will also expedite review of pre-market submissions for new infant formula products and expand and improve training for investigators who inspect manufacturers. We'll be right back with more after this, but first let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell. Well, there are plans for a huge piece of land by the Lake of the Ozarks.
On Tuesday, people looked at plans for a 10-story hotel and a family amusement park.
Marina Silva reports on what's in the blueprints.
Right here, we're at about the entrance of the hotel. So we're going to have a European-style auto court here to receive the valet area. Come into the hotel. At the front of the hotel is going to be the conference center.
Big developments coming here to Lake of the Ozarks.
We're going to have a 10-story, 400-room resort hotel. It's going to have a 26,000 square foot conference center and a full spa, full fitness center, restaurants, rooftop bar, lakeside pool, wedding pavilion.
It's a family-friendly venue that's in the works to open next summer. The Marriott is part of it.
Connected to a 50,000 square foot fully enclosed indoor water park, state-of-the-art building, all glass with a retractable roof, and that segues over to the previously announced Oasis amusement park, which will have 15 plus rides, major roller coasters, 200-foot tall observation wheel, restaurants, family entertainment center.
The amusement park is set to open in summer of 2024. The hotel and water park are expected to open sometime in 2026. Todd Schneider, managing partner with Skyview Partners, says this development is bringing something that's missing to Lake of the Ozarks.
So to be able to have the hotel and the observation wheel open year-round and the indoor water park, we think it's a pretty dynamic package that's missing down here.
The new development is expected to bring many jobs to the area.
I mean, the amusement park alone will probably have 200 positions, from general manager all the way down to a porter. So we'll have people here around the clock and a very robust operation on site.
I can picture a lot of four-staters headed there.
Oh yeah, that's going to be great. Great vacation spot.
Well, groundbreaking is expected to begin this June.
Well, today, if it was open now, would be a perfect day to head out that way. Unfortunately, we've got some thunderstorm chances that we're keeping an eye on as we head into our Thursday and Friday. So today, again, great day. Tomorrow, though, we've got that low-end risk for stronger storms in southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma, into the late night hours, and then that shifts east as we head into Friday morning. Low-end risk still southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma, and an elevated risk in parts of southwest Missouri and northwest Arkansas. Now, if we do see any strong to severe storms, right now the biggest concern would be some large hail and strong damaging winds. As for the timing, we could see a stray strong storm or two late tomorrow night in our far western counties in southeast Kansas. The bigger chance for storms, which some could be strong, possibly severe, will come tomorrow between about 4 and 10 a.m. as they begin to develop in southeast Kansas and roll off to the east. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. And then, of course, we have the possibility of the redevelopment of a few thunderstorms by early Friday afternoon, and any of those that pop up, while they'll be isolated, could be strong to severe as well. But the biggest severe threat remains off to our east. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line, sunny skies out there. A beautiful start to the day. Nary a cloud in the sky. 34 in Joplin, feeling like 34, and it will continue to warm as we go through the day. Temperatures across the area: 34 Iola, 28 Fort Scott, 26 Parsons, 32 Miami and Neosho, and 31 Carthage and Lamar. So again, after this cold start, we'll make it up to 50 by 11, mostly sunny skies, a light southerly breeze. Southerly breeze continues into the afternoon, mostly clear skies, lower 60s for highs. Textbook spring day. And as we head in this evening, we don't cool too fast, only down to 54 by 8, holding on to mostly clear skies, light southerly breeze, and dropping back down to a low of 45. We'll be right back after this, but first, here's a live look in Carl Junction.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Authorities in Racine, Missouri begin investigating a death after a body is found after a garage fire. The fire happened Sunday morning west of Racine on Highway 86, but the body was not discovered until Tuesday when the fire marshal responded to the scene. No word on the identity of the body or the cause of death. The cause of fire is under investigation. Cold weather rule comes to an end this week in several states, including Kansas and Missouri. After March 31st, residents in those states need to catch up on utility payments. Anyone who is behind on electric and natural gas utility bills will be subject to disconnection of service. The rule is designed to help residents who are behind on their utility payments avoid disconnection during the winter months. Oklahoma's rule is in effect all year. The seasonal policy is a temperature-based rule. Crowder College students prepared to enter the medical field now have some new tools and a new toolbox. On Tuesday, the college unveiled its new surgical technology classroom with a ribbon cutting alongside the Joplin Chamber of Commerce and Mercy Hospital. Mercy provided equipment to fund the completion of the lab. And on Tuesday, Missouri Southern hosted some future scientists. The university hosted its annual regional science fair. It features high school and middle school students from more than a dozen counties in southwest Missouri and southeast Kansas. There were 64 projects in total, ranging from behavioral and social sciences to chemistry and astronomy.
And we've got ourselves a textbook spring-like day. We've got highs pushing into the lower 60s. Mostly clear skies, just a handful of passing clouds, a nice southerly breeze. We go into this evening, a beautiful evening as well. We drop back down to 45 for our overnight low, but we are watching the possibility of some strong, maybe severe thunderstorms as we go into Thursday night and into our Friday, but it still stays mild. 63 Thursday, 69 on Friday. The cold front makes us a little cooler Saturday, right around 59, but much better Saturday or Sunday, 74, near 80 Monday and Tuesday with more thunderstorm chances in our forecast.
March 29th brings music to our ears. That's because it's World Piano Day.
Held on the 88th day of the year, because most pianos have 88 keys, the day was started in 2015 to promote the development of music and to share the joy of playing the piano.
And German pianist Nils Fromm invited people to celebrate by holding events, performances, master classes, and lectures.
A few fun facts about the piano. It was invented in the 1700s by Italian Bartolomeo Cristofori. If you really have an eye for music, experts say you can teach yourself how to play the piano.
Galaxy sells the most expensive one. Its body is made from 24-karat gold, and it's priced at more than $1 million.
More than $1 million. I don't think I'd spend that much. I did teach myself one melody on the piano, and then I don't really have one. So
you learned to play hot cross buns?
No. I don't know what it is. I've only ever heard it one other place. It was in a TV show, and it just happened to appear there by random. But if I had one, I probably would have taught myself a few more things, but I just know this one melody.
I took lessons in the 4th grade.
See, at least you took lessons. Yeah. I just kind of started
I wish I would have continued them, honestly. I did.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, I understand. Well, thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better day.